Over the last few weeks, the Las Vegas Sphere has been absolutely blowing up the internet. For those who aren't familiar, the Las Vegas Sphere is a concert venue located on the Las Vegas Strip in Nevada. Both the inside and the outside of the venue are covered with enormous LED screens. In fact, the outside of the Sphere is the largest LED screen on the planet with 1.2 million LED pucks. Now close up, these pucks don't look like they're making up a screen, but that's because it's meant to be viewed from an airplane or from a few miles away. And at the moment, U2 has a residency at this venue and they are having incredible visuals with the LED screen that's on the inside. And I will say U2 is making good money on this. Apparently they were guaranteed $1 million a night for every single show that they performed at the Sphere. So tickets cost between $90 and $250. I don't know what the quantities are for every single seating section, so let's just average those numbers out, putting us at a whopping $3.4 million per night. And then if you assume that the average person is spending $10 on food and drinks, that will put us at $3.6 million per show. So there are 36 total shows in U2's residency. So the estimated total amount that the Sphere will bring in is $129.6 million. They also have a daily show called the Sphere Experience with tickets for $169. Now, I doubt that these are selling out to the same extent that the U2 shows are, but I'm sure that these are getting pretty solid attendance. I will say there are plenty of venues in Las Vegas that do residencies with giant artists. But what caught my attention was when I started seeing the NFL, the NBA, the Trolls movie, and other giant companies advertising on the outside of the Sphere. And according to a variety of online sources, it costs $450,000 for one day to advertise on the outside of the Sphere. Once you add in the sales tax in Las Vegas, that puts us at $487,035. Based on the average median income in America, it would take 12 years to pay for that. But if you were to advertise on it for an entire week, it wouldn't hurt you as bad. It would be $650,000. With that being said, I feel like if you're gonna drop $450,000, you might as well spend the extra $200 to get it for an entire week. Now, I'm sure that seems like a lot of money until you find out how much the Sphere actually costs to build. $2.3 billion. And the company behind it is none other than the Madison Square Garden. So after their first quarter, they reported a loss of almost $100 million. And their CFO resigned around the same time that this news was announced. James Dolan, the CEO, was very quick to reassure shareholders that there was a positive trend behind the Sphere and that they already had 2 more residencies booked. To go back to the advertising side of things, so far we haven't seen that many companies take them up on the $450,000 day advertising rate, which is totally fair, especially when the population of Las Vegas is only 650,000 people. But here's where I would argue that there is massive unrealized potential to the Sphere, and that's the virality factor. I have seen probably 100 different videos of just average people walking by filming the Sphere and then it going on TikTok and getting millions and millions of views. Whether it's an emoji watching you hit a golf ball or it's the earth spinning, people all over the world are tuning in to what's happening at the Sphere. That's why if you can create something awesome and go viral, you can easily gain the attentions of tens of millions of people right here. If you're enjoying this video, please don't be shy, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to be friends and get to know you better. My best comparison for this would be thinking about the craziness of advertising in Times Square. But imagine that instead of the hundreds of billboards, there's only one. And all the craziness that happens in that city, all of a sudden people aren't talking about it and they're only talking about the Sphere. And with F1 happening in Las Vegas, this only makes the Sphere a bigger billboard. So you might be wondering, who are they targeting in the advertising war? They're targeting the types of companies that would normally be advertising in Times Square just to be ignored because it's blocked out by all the billboards around it. They're targeting the types of companies that would run a Super Bowl ad, even though most of us have never watched a Super Bowl ad and then gone and bought a product. And if I worked in marketing for Chevy or Nike or Pepsi, I would definitely have people putting together a plan right now on how to utilize the Sphere and get in front of millions and millions of people. And it wouldn't surprise me if we see some creators get on it as well because they understand the power of virality more than a lot of these giant companies do. So I expect Mr. Beast to do a Feastables ad, or maybe KSI and Logan Paul are gonna do a Prime ad on the Las Vegas Sphere.